Who's got the rocket launcher? I say we blow it up. Now fire that thing.
It's for the city of sports, playing with a giant Nick. With my man S. Guard.
That's him.
You feel the vibe?
That's me.
We going live.
That's us.
That like button shared, you been subscribed.
Stadium.
That Metlife, Big Blue, home of the Braves.
Yeah.
That turnpike, you can see that's where the game's played. NFL one day, then it's the NBA. Madison Square Garden, that's where the Knicks play. This that NY Logan, no it don't get broken. Legalized, mean this shit smoking. I'm on topic, dropping another episode. The game winner, trade, maybe a field goal. Everybody right now doing the wave. You tune in the show called TheMan-Cave. I see the chat, they always doing their thing. Big views, 85 inch screen. The game's on, you rush and bleed. Remain calm, you on the road and chill. Do the watch along. The show's on, the host, you know it's S-God. It's no telling the panel filled with guest stars. You're now rocking with the voice, you know who it is. It's your boy J Boogie. You're now rocking with my man S-God. I support him to the fullest, you heard? My man Mike Blaze. This is Alter Production. What that mean? We about to alter everything that's playing. Tune in. My man S.God. Support the show. Subscribe, share it. Most importantly, hit that like button.
What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of the Man-Cave podcast, and I'm your host, S-God. And in this segment, we're going to be talking about the massacre at Metlife Stadium. But before we do that, if this is your first time to my channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button also, and also hit that notification bell so that way you can get up to date, you know, what's going on and stuff like that of my instant analysis and reaction. But with that being said, let's get into it. As Giants fan, the morning after, man, is just like a debacle from the night before. Saturday, September 10th, 8:22 p.m. at MetLife Stadium. It was a horror show. I mean, from start to finish. Well, in the beginning, I'll say in the beginning, it was the first drive of the game was a good drive. You know, I mean, he was moving the ball downfield. We got down to about the 7-yard line or something like the 5-yard line. And then that's when it's like everything just started going haywire. Daniel Jones called a timeout because I guess he didn't get the play in or something like that. And that's what started it. And then next thing you know, 3rd and 2, Andrew Thomas gets a false start, moves back, and now it's 3 and 7. And on the very next play, our rookie center, John Michael Schmitz, you know, he did the dead ball snap and he rolled the ball on the ground like 10, 12 yards past Daniel Jones. So that really knocked us back. So we had to settle for a field goal. And then that's when all things snowballed into effect. Graham Gano came in to kick a field goal, and the field goal got blocked and was returned 56 yards for a touchdown. And that started the whole night wrong for the Giants and the debacle in the Meadowlands. But like I said, in that game, if you really look at all the stats and things like that, it was a game of turnovers, especially on the Giants side. We had 5 fumbles in that game, and we had Daniel Jones had 2 interceptions. Also, the Cowboys had 7 sacks in this game. The Giants had no sacks in this game whatsoever. So basically, the game was a game of turnovers on the Giants side. It's like we just kept turning the ball over, and the Cowboys defense was stifling us. It's like they couldn't move the ball. And also, if your quarterback is under pressure, the rest and all that stuff, you're not going to do too much, you know. So, like I said, all in all, it was just a debacle. Like I said, the Giants played like trash. And like I said, we lost the game 40-0. You know, I can accept a defeat, you know, like 26-24, 30-22, something like that. But 40-0, it's very rare an NFL team gets beat by 40 points. So when it's like 40 points, it's like there's a lot of things that go wrong. And turnovers was a big cause of that, turnover and not moving the ball and stuff like that, and putting the Cowboys in great position to score after these turnovers. And that turned the game quickly. You know, by the time we looked up, man, at halftime, it was like 26-0. And from there, it's like, and then also, you know, when Graham Gano is missing field goals, it's not going to be your night. Graham Gano was 0 for 2. Well, one of them got blocked, and the other one he just missed was a 35-yard field goal. But anyway, in that game, like I said, it was just like a massacre at the Meadowlands. That was our worst defeat. in probably in our history, because like I said, a 40-point defeat in NFL is like it's very rare. You see that in college a lot. College put up style points, but NFL, it's just like mainly like one score games and things like that. But the big thing about it was opening night for the Giants on national TV, an 8 o'clock game Sunday night on prime time against our hated rival, the Dallas Cowboys, and we went in there and we wet the bed. We shitted on ourselves in that game. I mean, the haters are going to come out, the critics are going to come out. I guess you can see the Metlife Stadium, the vultures will be flying around now, and everybody say, "I told you so. I told you these Giants was not for real." But like I said, it's one game. But like I said, after this one game, gotta throw it in the bin. You know what I'm saying, and just roll on to the next game. But as far as this game, like I said, they're gonna have to do. Giants gonna have to do some field studies. A lot of stuff to clean up. A lot of stuff to work on. Like I said, we got beat and whipped at three phases of this game: special teams, defense, and offense. And like I said, this game was lost on the defense in the trenches, on the offensive side and the defensive side. On the offensive line, I mean, Daniel Jones was under duress and stress the whole game. He got sacked 7 times, didn't have time to throw the ball. And when he did have time to throw the ball, I mean, he threw an interception and just couldn't get nothing going. It was just like everything was just like haywire after that, But like I said, as far as the offensive line, I mean, you got to put on your big boy pants and come to play. You can't sit here and let your quarterback be under duress. You can't let your quarterback get blown up, get sacked, and things like that. You have to give the quarterback time to throw the ball. The offensive line has three responsibility. One is protect the quarterback. Two is pass block, and three is run block. And you have to do all three of those in order to be successful. And if you don't do any of them at all, you will not be successful. And what's going to happen is your quarterback is going to be under duress. He's going to get sacked and you're going to cause some turnovers. And that's exactly what happened all night long. The Cowboys were in our backfield all night long because the offensive line was not playing like they was capable or, up to their ability. So that's something that we're going to have to work on. We have to go back to the drawing board. And I know in the film studies, they're going to see a lot of what happened, what didn't happen. Our interior offensive line got blown up, and also the right side of our offensive line was like the weak side of our offensive line with Glowinski and Evan Neal. And Evan Neal, like I said, Evan Neal had another bad showing against the Cowboys. It's like all the things you worked on in the offseason, got your body right and all that stuff, and it didn't translate on the field. I mean, I know it's just the first game, but like I said, he has to go back to the drawing board and improve his technique and and he has to get out of his stance. A lot of times in the game, I saw it like it took him too long to get out of his stance. By the time he got out of his stance, the guy was already by him and, on the corner coming towards the quarterback. And when they call height, you have to get up off your butt and get out of your stance and be ready to defend, pass block, or run block, you know. But as far as, like I said, that was probably one of the most horrific showing for an offensive line that I could remember, especially on a Giants team. Our offensive line for the last 10 years has been ranked like near the bottom of the league, and that's those some of the things like the last 2 and 3 GMs was trying to fix. They never got it fixed. This GM right now, this regime right now is trying to get it fixed, and so far, they're halfway decent on there, but they have to show we really have to get back to fixing that offensive line because with the weapons that we got this year in the offseason and from the draft and also in free agency, it's not going to matter if the offensive line is not blocking and making holes for the running back to run and also pass blocking, giving quarterback time to throw the ball downfield. We're not going to have no explosive plays if the offensive line is not going to hold up. And then on the other side of the trenches, our defensive line. Where was the defensive line at? I didn't see any pressure. Dak Prescott had 0 sacks. He didn't get touched. It's like, guys, you guys have got to come to play. Our interior defensive line is one of the best, if not the best in the NFL with Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams. But watching that game last night, I didn't see the pocket collapse nowhere in the middle or even on the end. Kayvon Thibodeau, Azeez Ojulari, nowhere to be found. Our defensive backs, guys was open in the back, all night long. I don't know what was going on. I don't know what happened, but our defense was not there last night in that game. Defense and offense wasn't in that game at all. Like I said, it's one game. I'm not gonna panic or anything like this, but it's like it shows that we have a lot of work to do, and that's a silver lining in a loss. after losses, you can go back and watch the film and see what you did wrong and try to clean it up. After that game, there's a lot that these dudes gonna have to go back, clean up, and watch films and see what happened. But like I said, in order for us to take that next step, you know, our offensive line has to play a lot better, and also the defensive line has to be a lot more relentless and putting pressure and sacking the quarterback. If the quarterback had all day to throw the ball and time to look at his second and third progressions and reads, you're going to get carved up, and that's exactly what happened last night. It wasn't so much like it was carving us up, but the thing about it is all the turnovers and the extra opportunity that Dallas got, they took advantage of it. And that's like I said, before we know it, the game got out of hand. It's like we can't have that showing no more. Like I said, the Giants played like trash last night, and it was like I said, it was a debacle. It was a massacre in the Meadowlands. Hopefully, the next game against Arizona Cardinals, you know, what I'm saying, the Giants learn from their mistake, lick their wounds, and come back. You know, look at some films and clean up a lot of things because going forward, we have to be much better on both sides of the ball in the trenches. Our defensive line got to really wreck the offensive line on the other team, and also our offensive line have to hold up and pass protect and all that stuff because this year we're going to be going up against a lot of good defensive fronts and pass rushers. So, like I said, we just got to get our stuff together. But like I said, last night, September 10th, 8:22 p.m., Massacre at MetLife. Like I said, that can't happen no more. That was our worst loss in probably in history, a 40-point defeat. But anyway, like I said, that's it. That's for right now. But that was just my reaction from last night. You know, the morning after is just like, you know, it's almost like I was in a nightmare sleep and I just had to be woke up and stuff like that. But it wasn't. It was a reality. And it was a reality check for the Giants. They got humbled. So hopefully they come back, get their, you know, lick their wounds and move on. But the next game, like I said, we have to be much better. We have to show much better, be prepared to play, ready to play, and really bring our A game. All right. So, like I said, thank you for joining this episode of the Man Cave podcast. And thank you. See you next time.